Hi guys, it's Rosellen. No. So that is the May hostess code right there that we are going to use for tonight. Welcome to my stamping studio. And I'm just going to kind of jump right into this technique. Like I said, I haven't done it in about 12 years. So let me show you where I first saw this technique years ago. I was given this card. Let me see who made it. Deborah Doolin. I should call her and ask her. I was given this card, and I hope you can see that really pretty like sewing technique up there. But I don't know the name. I'll look it up. So she gave me this card at a swap, and I loved it, and I had been holding on to it for a while, and now I'm actually going to be making it for you guys. I thought it kind of looked like a bird's nest to me, so you guys might be getting tired of me using free as a bird, but I love this stamp set, and I really thought it went well with a bird's nest. So let me pop that out of the way. The card we are making is good. Ooh, why did that just pop on? Hold on, I'm going to turn down my volume. The card we're going to be making is going to use free as a bird stamp set. We're going to use just this bird here, and you can use whatever sentiment you like. I used Your Friendship Means the World to Me. I am going to use a base of Pool Party, so we can just start with that right now. Push that off to the side a little bit. I'm just going to fold my card in half and grab my bone folder. You guys are probably wondering why my bone folder looks like that, but I use it for my when I re-ink my ink pads. So it gets stained, but it works perfectly well. So no worries. The designer series paper we're using tonight is called Bird Ballad. Let me make sure of that. Bird Ballad, yep. Okay, so this is the pattern I chose because it had a whole bunch of different colors in it that I really liked. The problem with designer series paper is you've got to give up one side or the other, and that's pretty sad. I love this side too, but for tonight, I'm going to be putting adhesive on it. The card base itself started out as 8.5 by 5.5, and I scored it in half. So now it is 4.25 by 5.5. And the front layer right here is 4. It's 4 this way and 5.25 that way. We're going to hold the card this way though when we make it. Let me scoot that up a little bit. So for the circles here, I pulled out my Layering Circles Framelit dies. And I always like to show you which ones I used. So this was the largest one I used. And then I used this one for the daffodil. And then I used this one for the Whisper White with the bird on it. Okay. So now you can see which ones they were. The second of the scallop and the largest of the 2 plain circles. And here they are. So on my Whisper White piece, I'm going to stamp my little birdie. I'm going to use my Momento ink and just ink him up, or her. I don't know. I guess it really depends on how I color it. Let's see, I'm not completely over the piece. Yeah, it worked. Perfect. All right, I move that out of the way and cover up the ink. I colored this bird in with my blends. Now, I'm not a bird watcher or bird, I don't study birds, but I will tell you that I used the designer series paper to get the color of my birds. When I don't know what I'm doing, what color I'm going to make it, I just pull in colors from the designer series paper. So I just kind of imitated that bird right there. So if you think you're a color challenged, don't even worry about it. Stampin' Up helps us along here. So the colors I've used today are Daffodil Delight in the light and dark, Crumb Cake in the light and dark, and Pool Party. So these are the same colors throughout. And I'm going to follow Stampin' Up's guidelines for where shadows should be, and I'm going to do that with the darkest yellow, the Daffodil Delight here. And then I'm going to use the lighter and just blend it all together. Happy little blend. Who knows what I'm talking about? You probably all do. Bob Ross. I used to watch him all the time. My mom and dad are both artists, and we watched him a lot. They didn't, I did. I watched them and him. My mom and dad are actually cartoonists and painters and inkers from Terry Toons, Hanna-Barbera, well, you name it. If there was a cartoon on, my father probably had something to do with it. Smurfs, He-Man, She-Ra, Fat Albert. Okay, so that was just a little bit of the darker crumb cake, and now I'm going to blend that in with the lighter crumb cake. And actually, I'll give him a little bit of something to stand on because he's going to be kind of in his nest. I just did this just now. I didn't do it on the original card. I'm just doing it right now. Okay. And I used a little, very little bit of the Pool Party to just give a little bit of hint of a sky back there. Doesn't have to be all perfect. You can leave some white in there. You can make some of it darker. Put it on its side. Just give a little bit of impression of the sky back there. Let's see. Sharon said she can't figure it out either. Me either. But I will. Don't you worry. All right, so what I'm going to do now is just attach my Whisper White piece to my daffodil. And I'm just going to try and center it. I hope my head doesn't get in the way. I'm just going to try and center it for you guys. It's close. And I feel like we should be playing Jeopardy music. Okay. Now I'm going to pull in my piercing mat. All right. Here we go with the technique. You can just figure out, I'll tell you, this is how I figured out how to do it. I figured out wherever the bottom was. So, like, let's make that one the bottom. And then I made holes on every other scallop. And you can really make as many as you want. It doesn't matter. I made 7, I believe, or 8. I guess we can count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I did 8. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now I'm going to skip that one again, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, I think this is going to be a good nest because of where I stamped the birdie. Okay, put that back in so I don't get stabbed later on. All right, I am going to put just a touch of adhesive on the back, but don't put it down. I mean, don't stick it down. So, I used my linen thread, and I did not do this on camera, but I threaded it into a regular needle I had in my sewing box. Alrighty. So, what you're going to do is go, how am I going to explain this? On my left, the one that's closest to center, you're going to go that up from behind. Okay, pull it almost all the way through and just stick down your end onto your adhesive. Oh, for the twine, I cut mine about, I don't know, 18 inches, but you really don't need that much. Okay, so I went up through the closest one to center on the left side, and then I'm going to go all the way up to the furthest one up here, okay, and go down. See what I did? just went down. Now I'm going to go from where I just came up from, I'm going to go right next to it and go back up. Okay. And then I'm going to go to the left of the one I started in and pull it through. Okay. Now the one I just came out of, I'm going to go right next to it and push up. I didn't make that hole very big when I pierced it. And I'm going to go up. I hope my hands are not in the way. Woo! Okay. So then, since I came up on that side, I'm going to go down on that side, across. Where I just came out of here, I'm going to go back up right next to it. Pull it up. Crisscross to the next one on the left. You see how it's starting to make a little nest there? Where I came through, I'm going to go back up next to it. Cross over and down. Back up right next to it. It's a nice pattern. Cross back over. You guys are getting this pattern, right? Have I messed you up yet? Wherever I come through, I'm going back up right next to it. We're almost done. I think we just have 2 more holes left. Oops, I almost just unthreaded the needle by accident. Back up next to it. There's a little piece of the twine. And then our last one goes over to that last hole there. Does that kind of look like a little bird's nest to you guys? I thought it was kind of cute. I actually like the way the blender pen looks like the back of the nest in there. I'm actually going to do that on my first card. So there I go with the sews again. I just unthreaded the needle. I am going to snip off the rest of my linen thread. A little snail. Boo-hoo, say goodbye to the snail. No, I'm excited. We're going to get some new adhesive in the next catalog. So there is the basic technique that I'm going to put the name in the title of the video once I finish it up here. So if we're done with that, I always try to just, whenever I put down a ribbon or a twine or something, I always put adhesive over it to make sure it sticks down firmly when I stick it down to the next layer. So for this one, just try and center that up again. What do you guys think of that technique so far? I love it. I thought that was so fun and easy and looks like a bird's nest. And you can do this, you know, in like gold thread for Christmas. So for my sentiment, I stamped in Pool Party just on a piece of Pool Party. It's quiet in here. I wish you guys could talk to me. Okay, and I used Timeless Label Punch. I hope you guys can see that. When I punch it out, I didn't want to center it. I wanted to put it all the way off to the side so that this part of my label could be under my bird a little bit. So I just slid it over to the side, popped it up. Okay. On the back here, you're going to put adhesive all over it. There goes my snail. And then you can put this wherever you'd like it to be. Grab my snail out of the trash. Put some more on. So this is the card front we started with. And you can just place that wherever you'd like. I think my sentiment is straight on there. I like that. I would say voila, but we still have the inside to do. For the inside piece, I had a piece of, okay, let me show you what I did. When I cut this out of my 12 by 12 paper, I cut a 4-inch strip. Then I cut 5 1/4, 5 1/4, and I had 1.5 inches left. So I did 2 strips that were 3/4 of an inch each. And then I'm just going to use them on the inside of the card, because otherwise I would have this piece of designer series paper sitting here on my desk, being lonely, waiting for my next Stampin' strippy card, which I have not done that technique yet, but I will. Maybe I'll do that one soon. It's very similar to the sunburst that I did the other day. Snail on the back. Put this on the inside. And voila, there is your card. Now, of course, when you make these cards, you're going to stamp the envelope as well. And there are lots of other stamps in this stamp set. You could put any of these birds or that bird or the flowers on the envelope. But make sure you don't send a naked envelope when you put this much time into a card. Also, I like to tell people to write on the back that they've made this handmade by. You don't need to have a stamp that says that, but you should at least write it there, because a lot of people are going to look at it and say, how cute is that? Who made it? So here is my card for today. I know I jumped right into the card making, but I wanted to let you guys know that if you are placing an order with me, there's the hostess code for May. If you place an order of $35 or more, then you are going to get a free tutorial bundle from me. May is almost over. We're almost into June, so you can finish up with your purchases for May. And I am going to be drawing a name from anybody that comments, likes, shares. What's the 4th thing? Comments, likes, shares. Oh, and tags a friend, a crafty friend of yours. I'm going to pick somebody that does that tonight to win this card. And then of everybody that does that on all of my May videos, I am going to give a prize from the new upcoming catalog. I can't show you what it is yet because I'm not supposed to really, but it's a product out of the new catalog and I think you're going to like it. So I hope you enjoyed tonight's video. Thank you guys so much. Leave me a comment if you have any questions, and have a wonderful rest of your evening. And I will see you again on Sunday evening at 7 o'clock. Same bat channel. Thanks for joining me, stamping friends. Bye-bye.